Good morning, YouTube. This is Aimee, Keto Maniac, and I am on my way to work. Robert didn't need the car today, so it's just me in the car. I just thought I would hang with y'all for a minute and visit and tell you about my weekend. I definitely think that eating those chips, although they didn't make my stomach hurt, the nachos, if you haven't watched previous videos, I had nachos at a Mexican restaurant that were just, I had chicken, it was like chicken, beans, and I think that's it. So like one of those appetizer nachos, you know, and so that's what I had, because I had trouble figuring out what to eat there. It was kind of a weird experience, honestly. So I had that, and you know, it always, if you haven't had corn chips in a while, they make you very, very, very bloated, just because of the corn and the way that, you know, it hits your stomach. It's just not pleasant at all. And so I knew I was going to feel bloated from it, but what I didn't know is that it was going to spike my insulin the next day as well. And you know, the fact that I finished off I only ate half of it at the restaurant, and I ate the other half the next day, and it really made my cravings for sweet stuff just go crazy, to be honest. And I ended up making fat bombs, and so yeah, that should really describe the way that my weekend worked. Trying to think if I even did anything. It was another, you know, it's like I have one weekend where I'm really productive, and then the next weekend I'm not productive at all, and then one where I'm productive and one where I'm not productive at all. So this was a not productive. Although I will say this, my son's birthday was yesterday. My sister's birthday is today, so happy birthday, Tracy. If you happen to watch this, I love you very much. It was really sweet. He actually wanted to come over and watch Rocky Horror Picture Show. He had never watched it before, and so all four of the kids came over and we watched the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Robert made chicken, what are they called? The wings, the small wings, what the heck are they called? Buffalo wings. Okay. I don't eat buffalo wings very often, so I don't even think about the name. He made buffalo wings, 6 each, without any sauce. He just had seasoning on it. But when the kids came over, he hadn't eaten yet, and they all had one of his wings, and so he got like one wing for dinner, and then he had to make eggs later. It happens with kids, you know, they don't really think about it. So I had mine. So I gained 2 or 3 pounds. Now I will say this, I feel like I did a lot better on water, because I still just had water. So I can't really even say that it's water weight, but I'm sure I'll lose it pretty quick here during the week. I know this week we're supposed to start kind of delving into the insanity workout. And then we also, at some point this week, I haven't gotten it yet, but at some point this week, oh, there's a semi. At some point this week, we should be getting a new step video, and we'll be able to play with that, so that'll be fun. So this always seems to happen to me, because I end up trying to use working out to counter my eating habits. I'm very much a self-sabotager. If you know anything about my channel, you know that's pretty much what, I mean, we all do it, let's be honest. But I got to 192 and got a little cocky, thinking I was, you know, where I needed to be, instead of staying with the program and being consistent, you know. So not a lot of consistency this weekend. And you know, it was kind of difficult, because the girls asked, I told them, I was like, you know, it's birthdays coming up, so can we go somewhere cheap? And so originally we were actually just going to go to a fast food Mexican restaurant, but I was like, I can't imagine if I really am going to stick to the carnivore, being able to eat barely anything there, you know? And so I was like, well, let's go to this other restaurant, La Salsa, instead. So at least there's, you know, a better options for food. And so that's where we went. And then I still didn't really pick the best options for food. It's weird. I mean, it is what it is, but, and I can't change it. All I can do is grow from it, and I will. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm a little frustrated with myself because I just don't, very often I don't follow the plan, and I wish that I would, because obviously that's where the success is when you stick to the plan. And definitely was not a super successful weekend. I was able to get some cleaning done because the kids came over, and I told Robert, because there's 4 of them, we only have 5 seats in this car. So I asked Robert to go pick them up, and then I stayed home and I cleaned the living room, and I did some sweeping, and I did some dishes. So you know, it's always nice when people come over because it kind of forces you to do some cleaning that maybe you weren't going to do or whatever. So that's what I did, is I did some cleaning. And then we watched that movie, and it was funny because honestly I didn't remember half of it. I only remembered the flamboyant songs in the middle. So watching the whole thing was kind of funny, and poor Mike, he just did not even know what to think. He was really quiet the whole movie and really, really reserved. And then finally at the end we had him give us a few little things because he wasn't talking at all, you know. And so he was like, what in the world? And I said, I know, but now you've watched it, and you can mark that off your list of things to do. And it was hilarious because I guess it belonged to Selena, and she literally knew every word to every spoken word and every word of the song. So she must have watched it a million times. So super funny. So it was a funny experience. I'm glad we did it, you know. Today Robert is home, and it is raining outside. It is 43 degrees and raining and foggy. So at some point he is going to take Daisy for a walk, which in the rain is not going to be a very fun experience. I have no idea what we're having for dinner. We were really bummed. We were supposed to have that salmon last night, you know, and he cooked it, and it kind of had a really, really fishy smell. And I opted to be the bite taker, and so I took a bite, and I'm just kind of chewing along, and I'm like, you know, I don't really like the aftertaste. It has a weird old aftertaste, and so we just made the decision to opt to throw it away. So hopefully that wasn't a dumb move, but we did it. So that's why we ended up having the buffalo wings. You know, better safe than sorry, right? It just sucked to have to waste that much salmon. So we have a few things left in the fridge. And I know, I think on Wednesday we should be getting our butcher box, not our butcher box, our grassroots box with our next week's worth of food in it. So that is very good. Hopefully I can get into a habit of ordering a week behind, you know, and then when we get it with enough money to be able to buy the next week's. That would be the best and perfect way of handling the situation. We'll see. Right now, that's the plan. So I need to look at the budget and make sure that's going to work out. Because, you know, in some ways it is more expensive, but in other ways it's not. You know, and not just the anecdotal saving your health situation. But like for us right now, we're not really buying vegetables. We're not buying anything but some oils and the meats and the cheeses. And honestly, the cheeses are lasting longer, and because they are nearly raw, they're actually molding. So I probably have 4 or 5 cheese blocks in my fridge right now, thinking, you know, every time I went to the farmer's market, I bought another cheese block. And I don't probably need to do that, just because we need to use what we have without it going bad. And it's, you know, it's cheese. Obviously, I'm not going to throw it away if it's moldy. But Robert, I was at the trash can cutting off just the parts that were moldy. And Robert's looking at me going, what are you doing? And I said, I'm cutting the mold. And he's like, well, you don't have to do that. And I just looked at him like, this is what we're going to be doing now? We're going to be eating moldy cheese? I was like, I was like, well, I'll leave it on there for you and you can eat it, but I'm going to cut mine off. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So, it was kind of funny. Well, that's my day. Not super successful this week, but, you know, what are you going to do? I had a fun time with the girls. I enjoyed my day off. Daisy and I had 3 different walks. I will say my little fake Fitbit broke because it's no longer responding to me. Kind of irritated by that because I only had it a week. But I guess that's what happens when you get something that's cheaper than a normal Fitbit. You know, sometimes paying the extra there's a reason for it, because you get to have the name behind the product. You know, you buy something overseas, it's not like you can send it back and say it didn't work, please give me my money back or give me another one. So, you know, you live and you learn. I did really enjoy having it, and if I get another one, I definitely want to get one that has the sleep monitoring ability, because that was some seriously interesting stuff. I did not realize how bad my sleep habits are. They really are pretty bad. So yeah, that was interesting. The first day, I think I had a normal, you know, 3 hours of deep sleep and maybe 4 hours of not deep sleep. But then the next day, I had 1 hour of deep sleep and 4 hours of not deep sleep. So it's like, that's how it kept going. It was flip back and forth between the two. So, and you know, not having good sleep definitely can affect your way of functioning as a human being. So anywho, I'm at work. I'm going to go into work. I'm going to get to work and probably check my budget to make sure we have money to get more grassroots on payday and start again. It's a little disappointing, but it's okay. We'll move forward and do our best. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.